Hello, and welcome to Uncharted Territory, the High Roller spin-off on both the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch and the Yogscast Twitch. Don't try and put me off. Are you there, Trot?
I did typo it. Yeah, I typoed your name, Kim. Sorry.
I told you to check it.
Well, welcome, friends. I am Mark Humes, your Dungeon Master, for this epic adventure, which takes our heroes to the lands of Chult as part of the brand new Tomb of Annihilation module that will be coming out in September. I got there, don't laugh at me. So very much welcome. Joining me, we have Mr. Matt Toffolo.
Hey!
We have Kim.
Hi.
We have Katie.
Hello.
And Chris Trott, who's in a bit of hot water this week, but we'll get to that in the recap.
Hot water.
Yes,
I thought meant in real life.
Oh, me? I was like,
what's he done?
Well, he's just always
We're all
like,
really
always.
pissed off with you.
Yeah.
Shit.
As always, this is part of a kind of sponsored thing we're doing with Wizards of the Coast for the Tomb of Annihilation. Do you like Dungeons & Dragons content on Twitch? Do you wish that there was Dungeons & Dragons content on Twitch every single day? Well, guess what there is! On Mondays, on the D&D Twitch channel, you can watch Dragon Talk with Shelley Mazanoble and Greg Tito, talking about all things D&D. Tuesday, you have Dice Camera Action, Chris Perkins and the Waffle Crew, as well as Fury's Reach 1.
I tuned in to DCA the other day.
Yeah?
And the character I played,
Yeah?
Chris Perkins, did a horrific thing with my corpse.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did.
Anyway,
and do you expect
no spoilers.
anything about
No
him?
spoilers,
Like,
but
of course
yeah.
he will. Like, yeah, that's what he does.
So will
It's
we.
disgustingly beautiful.
Nice. On Wednesdays, you have Misclicks and Fury's Reach 2, the second game of Fury's Reach. Thursdays, you have Girls Guts Glory, and then the C-Team, Acquisitions Incorporated, over on Hyper RPG. Fridays, it's us! And then after us, it's the Dragon Friends from Australia, who are very nice people.
Australian
and very
Dragon
funny.
Friends.
And they have live music provided by the wonderful Benny.
They've got real
I was
potty
watching
mouths.
our prologue for Uncharted Territory again today while I was editing up my vlog, which is 2 months late.
It's very egotistical, carry on.
Yeah, it's, I just forgot how awesome
God, I
Benny
love
is.
me
No, I
DMing.
I love Benny and old Dylan. That's really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
that prologue, right?
There
Yeah.
is
Well done.
yeah,
of course.
that's really good. So you can watch those every day on twitch.tv/DND.
Where we are live right now as well.
Where we're live right now.
Also,
yeah.
all of the VODs get uploaded afterwards to the
Both.
Dungeons & Dragons YouTube channel and also Yogs Live for
So you can
us.
watch them there.
So, but any of the other streams, you can find them all on the Dungeons & Dragons YouTube channel.
Because Yogscast is obviously subscriber only for the VODs, if you want to watch this immediately and you come in like halfway through, which obviously you're not here right now. So
Tell people in chat
For the
that they can
future.
watch it
they can watch
on
the VOD
D&D VOD.
immediately on D&D, yeah.
So, a quick recap, shall we?
Yeah.
Get on. We've got a lot to cover today.
Just skim over
if
the
I
end
need
bit.
if I need to replace a character, I'd rather do it sooner rather than later.
Why would you want to replace Cromsby?
So, the party travelled to the land of Chult, a jungle region southwest of the Sword Coast, seeking the ancient lost city of Omu in service of a mysterious patron called Lady V, who is suffering from some sort of death curse that is plaguing the entire world of Toril. Basically, where anybody who's resurrected is slowly decaying and dying, and nobody can be brought from the back of the dead as well. The souls are not there to retrieve them. You guys were sent, being promised a large sum, Cromsby securing a payment of 20,000 gold if you were successful, to try and stop this curse. And you made your way. You set sail on a ship called the Brazen Pegasus, and along the way you encountered the most heinous of villains.
And heinous.
Lascalar Flisk, the man who betrayed you in the Tomb of Atan and left you for dead, except Cromsby, who he just screwed out of loads of money. You engaged him as he tried to sink your ship. However, you drove him off with a large fireball from 6 and beating the heck out of a large barbarian man.
That was a damn good fireball spell.
It was very
Yeah.
good. You annihilated most of his crew and sent him fleeing on his burning wreck of a ship. And then you arrived in a place called Port Nyanzaru, a strange land of which you are unfamiliar, populated by dinosaurs and strange people with strange cultures and customs. And you are on your way to meet with Jessamina, who is one of the merchant princes, kind of one of the kind of government figures that runs the whole port. When 6 engaged in some actions with fellow Tabaxi, and in response to a young girl offering him a coin to perform a trick, He uttered the words, "I set her clothes on fire."
You don't have to keep quoting the same.
He actually went home and watched the VOD to see what he said as well.
Oh, I did
He's
say
like,
that.
oh,
I did actually say set her clothes on fire.
There's a series of events that built up my emotions to that point.
It did, absolutely. No, I'm not blaming you.
The other one is to blame, I'd say.
Absolutely, sure. If that's what may help you sleep at night, sure. The child was sadly badly burnt and you were arrested very quickly, being in a large, heavy populated area, and you were sent to something called Executioner's Run, which appears to be a 200-foot trench of like a stone kind of like arena or something like that. And you know that it involves dinosaurs somehow. Kayla has gone with you to try and offer some support, whatever she can.
I placed a bet.
You have indeed placed a bet, I believe 10 gold
That he win.
Yeah. Which is, you might win some money back on that. Thea, Sir Cromsby, and your tiefling companion, who's kind of been sent to help you with all things history, Favour, you went to meet Jessamina at the Grand Colosseum, and where a number of dinosaur races are in fact taking place. But we're going to start today getting down to the thing that I'm sure everybody wants to see the most of all.
Can you go to them first?
The Executioner's Run, a 200-foot long stone trench which runs almost like a crater throughout a part of the old slum, a part of the old city. Ancient stone walls, some of them kind of covered in moss and ivy and other jungle foliage, broken walls and crumbling pillars kind of litter this 200-foot, 50-foot wide stone trench. The walls are about 20 foot high, 25 feet high, and on top of it looking in is seating where there is crowds and crowds of people cheering and clapping awaiting the next match. Now, Kayla, is there anything you would like to do to try and help Six?
Oh, this is my other character.
is that blood? Is that blood? There.
Maybe. When Six looks out, he might find out.
Is there anyone I can seduce in the hopes that
So-
it would...
You were brought here by a guard.
Yeah.
But you get the sense that there are other similar guards that look very similar to him and her, other guards wandering around. There's a couple of things you notice. Along the outside walls of the perimeter of the trench, there are actually guards stationed about every sort of 40, 50 feet that have these 15-foot long poles with almost like a long handled at the end. And they kind of hold them up, and they look down into the trench, and you can see that there are various guards wandering around. In terms of seducing it, you can try and seduce this guard, but you get the sense that maybe he's, not necessarily important.
No power.
You do remember that when they dropped Six off, there was almost like a little waiting room where there was a man taking down names and numbers and things like that. You're not sure if he would be susceptible to your charms, but you're more than welcome to try.
Can we try?
Yeah. So you make your way back. The guards follow you. This one in particular is keeping an eye on you, given some of your comments previously about, can somebody interfere? He's like, no, we will arrest you. And now I'm going to follow you around. He follows you, and you make your way back down along the kind of stone trench and down into a set of stone steps into kind of almost like a very foul-smelling holding area. And you can see that there is a number of doors, and you can see Six in a jail cell which looks out onto the 200-foot trench. And there is just this kind of scarred, grizzled, kind of a little bit sort of thin, a bit, doesn't look very healthy, balding older man who's kind of crouched behind a desk, large open book, kind of sneering, checking over a few numbers, counting coins into a leather pouch.
You're not asking if he's cute, Kim?
Is he cute?
No. He looks old and beaten up. He doesn't look particularly pleasant. He looks quite nasty as well, the way that he's sneering and things. He just looks...
I'm sure his mother loved him.
Someone
very much. Somebody loved him, but you imagine not many people. Looking around, the place stinks. It just reeks of blood and feces and just refuse. It is dark, dimly lit. He doesn't seem to enjoy the company that he keeps, namely the prisoners.
Well, hello there.
He looks up. What do you want? And he speaks in very broken common language.
You look like you're in charge around here.
I take bets and I look after prisoners. I am not in charge of anything but, and he kind of jerks a thumb back towards the cells, dead men and filth.
But it must take a very wise and powerful man to manage a band of vagabonds such as these.
Which one belong you?
The cat.
He looks, he's just like, cannot do. You probably want him free or something, yes?
Or at least have a good chance of survival.
He kind of looks, gives Six an eye. What are you doing at this point where you're currently waiting?
Sitting with my one eye closed. At the moment, swishing my tail on the floor.
Okay. Yeah, you like haunched on the floor or sitting on the stone?
I'm looking kind of, low shoulders, ears are down.
Yeah, looking quite sad.
Yeah.
You notice that there is, or Kalar notices there's an older looking kind of, he looks like he might be from the Sword Coast, kind of rough sort of leather tunic, various scars, a big bite taken out of his arm, and he's kind of cricking his neck, stretching his limbs, that sort of thing. The other people in the cell are two albino-looking dwarves, white skin, bald of head, no beard, just almost pitch white skin, and they are just kind of sat next to each other, just rocking backwards and forth, their eyes very intently watching outside the gate. And then the other man is a terrified-looking young man, dark skin, looks Chaltean, looks like he's missing several fingers, and he's just like pacing back and forwards, like nervously, constantly glancing around at the others. The guard looks, you should be worried. The little cat looks afraid.
Yes, well, he is a little bit stupid today. But
I imagine.
is there anything I can do to tip the balance in his favor?
He eyes it up. Give me a persuasion check.
Those dice should be banned every time.
10.
He kind of looks at you and he just grins. Sure. You find me 2,000 gold, I let him free.
I have 40 gold.
I make more than 40 by watching him die based on these bets.
I also have some silk robe and manacles.
He just eyes you.
What about some company?
You assume I am some lonely degenerate, I imagine, yes?
Oh no. I assume that you're a strong and powerful man, and those scars on your face say that you have many stories to tell.
He's like, flattery will not help you, strange half-orc woman. I paid very well by the merchant princes to let these people die. And he points up and you can hear the crowd now just like, wah, wah, wah. You can't make out the language of what they're saying, but they're getting really riled up. He's like, do you hear this? Do you know how many of them bet to watch? And he points, murderers, rapists, arsonists, and he points at 6, die in this trench? They pay lots of gold. And those princes pay me to ensure that there is a spectacle. I do not give that up for some half-orc whore.
Well, you may call me that, but I bet I could make you shout louder than that crowd. On a side note,
He just side-eyes you again.
surely part of the spectacle would be an amazing rise from the ashes as an underdog, or undercat in this case.
If he can pull that off, then yes. But they also like to see blood.
Well,
And he
there's...
points at 6 and he's just like, this all rests on him. If he survive, he do good. He go free. No more problem. He doesn't do anything stupid, doesn't wind up back here.
But there's 4 other men there who could give the blood.
Yes. And he just nods. He's just like, yes.
What if I pay you afterwards?
How long afterwards?
We can get the money.
When?
I have 2 companions here. They are currently meeting with one of the merchant princes.
Yes.
And we are here on a job that will generate an incredible amount of wealth.
Okay. When?
As soon as the match is over. On my honor as a whore.
He kind of eyes you, looks you up and down. He kind of checks the time, looks up, like the sun's just beginning to crest down. Match starts in 1 hour. You get money by then, can't go free.
Deal.
Okay. Return when you have 2,000. I let him go.
And the offer still stands.
Not interested. And he just brushes you off.
Fine. Okay. Shit. How much money?
2,000. What's your plan?
I'm gonna try to find these.
Okay, so you want to head back out into the city and try and find your way back. And find out where they've gone. Well, you know where they've
I know
gone,
they
but you
went
need to
to-
find your way.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to need you... This is a city. Chult, important in Nyanzaru. You have never been to this place. The streets are unfamiliar. You don't speak the language well. You can speak it enough. I'm going to need you to make, let's say, 3 intelligence checks. And this is going to be for you to basically try and figure out how to get to where you need to go.
Can I ask people?
You can, and that's part of the check. You can. I said you can exchange a persuasion for an intelligence check if you want.
So that is 17 on intelligence.
Okay, so 1.
15 on intelligence. And 5 on persuasion.
Okay, so you head out into the city. You ask people around. They seem to find you a bit intimidating, and so a few people run off, but you do manage to convince a few folks to kind of point you in the vague direction. You remember something about the Grand Colosseum and dinosaur races, and using that, you kind of slowly begin making your way. You take a few wrong turns, but you generally seem to be heading back the way that you came. You remember that really, really well, and then making your way from there to the Grand Colosseum, you manage to reach the Grand Colosseum in, I'm going to say, successful checks. I'm going to say you did it in 30 minutes.
Okay.
You arrive, and as you approach the entrance to the Grand Colosseum, you remember that they're here to see Jessamina. You remember that Favor had some sort of letter of introduction, and that's kind of the information you have. There are guards, very similar dressed. They don't really wear armor. They kind of have like these hide-like tunics, but they have these big triangular shields made from dinosaur skin and these kind of short-hafted spears. And there are a lot of them here. This seems to be a very rich and affluent area. Lots of merchants and travelers with gold jewelry around their necks and wrists making their way to and from. The crowd from the Colosseum is so loud you can actually hear it from a good distance away. Unlike Executioner's Run, this is a huge crowd, and you can see that there's a lot of money. Dinosaurs are being led into paddocks and things like that. Merchants are kind of whipping them or like pushing them in and things like that. And yeah, you can see that there are all these guards marked around the entrances, and you kind of figure out that it seems to be an entrance into the private boxes and then the general stands as well.
Okay. Can I see these two anywhere?
No, not at this point. You're currently still outside. Like I said, you can see that there is some sort of private-looking entrance, which you think leads up to possibly sort of private boxes that outlook onto the arena itself. But like look into the arena. You're currently outside.
Can I go to the private entrance?
So you go up towards it, and there are, as you'd probably expect, there's at least I'd say there's 2 guards there, all of whom are currently in discussions. The main thing you notice at this point, when you make the 30 minutes to get there, is there is a group of armoured Sword Coast soldiers. They all wear red capes with almost like an orange flame motif. One of them, sweating profusely in his armour, has got his helmet off and he's arguing with the 2 men on the gate itself. And as you get closer, you can hear him speaking in Faerun tongue. He's just like, "We have a sanction against them. My men will be dealing with them shortly. Let us pass now, you miserable." And then he kind of gets trailed off. And the guard just holds him up. He's just like, "We are confirming if your sanction is appropriate, Flaming Fist mercenaries. Once it has been approved, then you will be allowed up to do your dirty business." And as you kind of get closer, they kind of hold out. They're like, "Excuse me, miss. This is the private entrance. Do you have an invitation?"
I do, but my friends went on ahead with it.
Who are you here to see?
I'm here to see the Prince Merchant Jessamine. She had some guests, a tiefling, a dwarf, and a elf.
Half elf.
Half-elf.
As you start speaking to them, they kind of nod and they're like, yes, we remember them. I shall send someone up. And he points to, you can see a servant on the inside. He points up. We will go and confirm. Your name, please?
Kayla Ragehorn.
As you say that, the armoured man and his 2 cronies with him just turn and look at you and just go, Kayla Ragehorn. And then they kind of look at you and you can see one of them grin. He's just like, he turns to the guard, he's like, and you don't have a problem with us performing a sanction outside of here? He's like, what happens out here is not my business. I am here to protect the private boxes. And he just turns around, he's just like, oh, good. I've got a friend of yours that wants you to come say hello, actually.
I'm really busy right now, boys. You know, if you can tell him, like, you know, when I'm free, preferably in the evening, I'll come and see him in his private chambers. It's by, you know, is it someone I shagged? Like, yeah? They
just kind of smirk and they're just like, well, he did tell us that you and your friends fucked him over, so I guess you could say that. And then they basically, a hand goes to the blade on the side, and he draws it, and he's just like, I think you should come with us.
I'm just kind of like counting my fingers, like, well, that means it could be, maybe, or this guy. Like,
all right, enough jokes.
I'm not joking. I don't know who you're talking about. Look, I'll come with you in, like, 2 hours. I've got something really important I need to sort out right now.
Afraid not. This can't wait. Don't worry, your friends will be coming soon enough. And he kind of jerks a thumb up towards the private boxes. Fia and Cromsby, you two are currently up in the private box. And you've been there for, you know, a little bit of time now, about 5 minutes or so. And you've been speaking with Jessamina, this merchant prince. I'm just going to jump ahead to my other notes. Now, the first things first is this crowd, the crowd of the Colosseum begins cheering immensely. And you can see that being brought out onto the racetrack are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dinosaurs all being lined up. Whoa. They're coloured, they have like coloured saddles, their feathers have been painted different colours, they've had symbols painted on them to kind of distinguish them out. And you can see they've all got different types of riders. You can see some albino dwarves, people that look like from the Sword Coast, Chalteans. You can even see a bird man who has like tucked up feathers and like a plumed head is riding on what appears to be like almost like a crocodile-like shaped enormous thing, like massive lizard. And the Colosseum itself, the actual track, it's a simple loop, but it is very wide because you can see that there are some very large creatures there. There's at least 2 T-Rexes, a Triceratops,
saber-toothed tiger.
There is not a saber-toothed tiger, sadly. And Ankylosaurus, there's tons of stuff, and they're all lining up. As you've been, like, the introductions have been made, you've kind of been doing that, food has been brought out to you. A servant, he's just like, Lady Jessamine, would you or your guests wish to place any bets upon the races? I have a betting sheet here available to you, if you'd like to see it. And he brings out a sheet of paper, and it has the names of the dinosaurs and also the wager odds on them. And if you're interested, he's just like, I'm happy to take any bets for you. We will request payment promptly, but you may make wagers if you wish.
Come in, my good man.
Oh, yes, of course, Mr.
Let's have a look.
Sir Dwarf. And he kind of points up, I don't mind showing you these because there's nothing on here. We have Bone Crusher, quite a crowd favourite, the Tyrannosaurus, the large one.
Oh yes, that sounds good.
The Triceratops is called Wakanga's favourite. Now, I should point out, Bone Crusher, by the way, odds are 7 to 1, so quite the favourite. The Wakanga's favourite, a Triceratops, also quite likely to win, 5 to 1 odds on them. Murder Log is a Dimetrodon. That's the one being, the rider is the Aarakocra, the bird man.
Oh.
The 3 to 1 on that one, so still a good chance of success there. Snapjaw is the very aggressive Allosaurus, 2 to 1 on that odds. Frog Stomper is the young Ankylosaurus, even odds on that one. Unsure, new rider, not quite sure how they'll fare. Jungle Fury is the Deinonychus, the scared trainer, Chaltean, he's young, quite new to the game. 1 to 2 odds on him, so basically double your money. Sorry, 2 to 3 times, yeah, double your money. Murder Claw, the Allosaurus with a new trainer, quite good. 1 to 3, but risky. And then finally, he's aging, it's his last race, I'm afraid, is the old T-Rex, old Scarback. The odds are 1 to 5, so you'll win 5 times whatever you bet, but...
Oh, I quite like the sound of that old bugger.
Old Scarback?
Yes, risky, you know, it's his last game. Come on, 100 gold.
100 gold, you say? Of course, my lord.
Why not? We're gonna be rolling in it soon.
Okay.
Milady, any bets for you?
I'm just gonna wait and see how this one plays out for now. Thanks, though.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
not sharing
Quite
mind.
it's fine.
I'm afraid
It's
once the race
okay.
begins, I will not be able to take any further bets anymore. Favour's just like, she's a little bit drunk still from the thing. She's like, I quite like the sound of, it was very funny. The log, murder log. I want to bet 5 gold. And he's like, very well, yes, of course.
That's a great name.
Oh, thank you, my lord. I will send somebody to collect the money shortly. And then
marvellous.
we'll return it to you, of course, if you win. And he makes his way out. After that, Jessamine, this kind of elegant, dark-skinned woman wrapped up in sort of black bandages and kind of a thin veil. Her box is being fanned by servants. Fresh fruit and cold wine is brought out for you. Incredibly crisp and refreshing in the very hot, humid weather of Cholt. And she sits down with you and just begins, kind of saying, so, now that things are progressing, we should speak about your events. And Favor is kind of just like, yes, and she kind of hushes Favor for a moment. Now, I'm led to believe that Lady V sent you here to search for something in the jungle, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
And she has promised my aid. I'm afraid that Lady V has taken me for a bit of a fool, and she thinks that I'm not aware of what you're here for. You're seeking Omu. There's been quite a bit of discussion about it recently, and I'm also led to believe that you have something which gives you reason to believe you can find it above others. That's why I agreed to meet with you, because I'm interested. But it doesn't come for free. Lady V is paying me a small amount, and I'm happy to provide provisions, but I can provide a lot more than that. Guides, additional supplies, guards, whatever you require. But I would like my own cut of whatever we find at the Lost City. I imagine you can't take the entire thing back with you, and you have a hefty payment waiting as well. There are many treasures there you won't be able to take, giant statues of gold and platinum. I merely ask for a fair percentage of those, and in return, I have some information related to the next piece of the puzzle, shall we call it. You have one. As far as I'm aware, there's one out in the open, and there is one here in Port Nyanzaru that I know how to get, and I can help you secure it.
Interesting. Would part of your assistance to us perhaps include getting the stupid cat out?
That is, sadly, not necessarily 100% within my power. As I mentioned, there are several merchant princes here in the city, and we each have percentages of events, shall we call them, such as these races, Executioner's run being one of them. I have already sent a messenger to see what strings I can pull, but I can't make that promise, sadly. I will, however, now that we have made our acquaintance, I should be able to keep you out of further trouble should any occur.
I trust the item that you're talking about within the city is with a certain blonde man.
I'm led to believe that he has one, but there is another I'm aware of. A gemstone.
What sort of percentage are we talking here for these services?
Well, I know that you're obviously a businessman, my Lord Dwarf. How about we say something along the lines of 50%, but only of those that you cannot take back to your Sword Coast. I'm talking the large treasures, statues, large reliquaries. Anything handheld, you take what you can and leave whatever you can't, and I'll gather that up. But I imagine you can take quite a lot.
We can find a big boat and take the big stuff.
You could try.
How about 60-40 in my favor?
I was about to say, my Lord Dwarf, that was quite generous. She ponders for a moment. Very well, with the exception of there is a particular item I would like to retrieve. You see, I'm not very content with just being one of the merchant princes. I would very much like to be the merchant prince here in Port Nyanzaru, and obviously having such a powerful ally will no doubt serve you well in the future. I'm sure you wouldn't mind some return expeditions to uncover what the jungle's secrets may yield. There is a rod. It is something of a symbol amongst Chalteans, a symbol of rulership. Not incredibly valuable on its own, although it is made from gold and has gemstones, but I'm sure you'll find other greater treasures. But the rod belonged to the Queen Napaka. If I were to wield that, I would be able to sway a considerable amount of the populace to my favour, perhaps even outpower some of the other merchant princes. I'm more than happy to give you the additional 10% if I get that rod.
It's a deal.
Very well, I'm glad to hear this. With regards to this other item, there is an auction being held tonight. One of the other merchant princes is obsessed with Chaltean history and culture. He's accumulated a number of magical artifacts over the years, and he's auctioning them off. Now, my eyes and ears, shall we call them, have led me to believe that one of these items is indeed one of the items that Miss Favor has recently researched, a gemstone called the Heart of Ubtao. I believe it is part of the things you need to locate the Lost City. We'll go to the auction, I'll use my money to bid for the item. We'll win it, we'll complete the item, and then we'll go about to, I'll use my forces to locate your blonde pirate.
Traitor.
Yes.
Traitor.
Villain. We'll use our sources to locate him, kill him, and then take the staff that he has.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, anything that kills Flisk, I'm good.
Favor's just like, I'm not particularly interested in killing, but I do want to get hold of that gemstone. It's very important. I think I need to talk to Kayla because she understands the language. I need her help translating something, but it's very interesting. I found it in my book while you were betting on the dinosaurs. And she's
You know
just
what's
like,
really interesting? You're very funny when you're drunk. But I agree, we do need Kalar because I don't understand any of this crap.
As you're kind of talking, as this kind of is coming to the end, Jessamine kind of clasps her hand and she's like, well, this sounds marvellous. Two men enter the room. Three armoured men. They actually look like they're from the Sword Coast, red capes with orange flames. They kind of make their way in and Jessamine looks up incredulously. It's like, what's going on here? Who are you? Takes off his helmet and you can see kind of a scarred man, quite grizzled, short, sort of, 5 o'clock shadow. My apologies, Miss Jessamine, but, and he hands her a letter, which she kind of looks, opens it, scans through, and she's like, this is problematic. She looks at the two of you and she looks at the two of you actually, she's like, I'm terribly sorry about this. Make your way to my residence this evening by 8 o'clock if you would. I recommend you find a way to deal with some forces here in the city. I'm afraid that these men have acquired a sanction against your lives. They are legally allowed to kill you anywhere within Port Nyanzaru. It's not something I can really do anything about. I will speak to the merchant princes to find out and see if I can put a stop to this.
I'm sorry, why?
She just steps back and she's just like, I'm afraid it's a part of Port Nyanzaru's culture. Sanctions are very expensive to purchase, but they do allow illegal killing to happen anywhere within the city. And then you can basically see these guardsmen pulling their blades. You hear the sound of blades being pulled up the stairs from where you are as these men start advancing on the three of you.
And are there still men where I am?
Yeah, there's one guy with 2 more men where you are as well.
there.
And then there's 3 up there as well.
Did Mother Messenger go up? And...
Yeah, he looks like he got up to the top and was just about to enter when these men kind of entered through. But you can see him, you see where he's gone in, so you actually know where Jessamine and the others are. It's not that far, it's maybe about 30, 40 feet from you. You just need to head up some stairs and then turn inside to the Coliseum, and then you'll be there. At this point, I think it's going to be initiative. Sorry, Trot. I was going to do with you first, but
It's fine.
Kim threw a thing in the mix.
I'm trying to
Put it
save
in the
your
mixer.
skinny butt.
Whatever Tabaxi's sad songs, really like emo songs. I'm just humming that in my head right now.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Okay.
Single tear rolls from my ruby.
Is it a black tear?
It's like a weepy cat crying, when they get like the weepy gunk in their eyes.
I would have thought you'd just be licking yourself.
Well, already did that.
Okay.
Didn't help.
I have to add Kalar to this initiative now. and some extra monsters. Right, so Kalar, initiative.
19.
Fear.
15.
Cromsby!
15.
And Favour is also going to roll, but she gets quite low. Okay, so I did have a room set up for this, but I think we'll just do theatre of the mind for this one. So the box that you guys are in, it's maybe about 20 feet wide. There is a short stone balcony that leads into the Colosseum where the races have now kicked off, and you can see that these dinosaurs are beginning to, run around and, make their way around the track. They snap at each other quite viciously as they were fighting. Now, if I remember, you put a bet on Old Scarback, didn't you?
I did.
Roll me a d6, would you? Tell me what you get.
6.
Okay. And then I will roll 4.
That's the worst you could possibly do.
You never know which way it goes.
Okay. So you can hear the crowd, and you kind of glance back as these men begin drawing blades and advancing on you. And you can see that the dinosaur race is beginning, and the young T-Rex has charged ahead of everybody else and is just absolutely storming it. The others are kind of making their way, but they're all snapping at each other, and they seem particularly aggressive. The T-Rex is actually slowing down and bites at one of the young Deinonychus that's kind of charging up beside it, knocking it to the side and sending it sprawling. Old Scarback is sadly right at the rear and is just plodding along he's got ache in his bones and he's kind of making his way, but he's quite far behind. The Murderlog, the Dimetrodon, is slowly charging its way, but it's trying not to get trampled by an Ankylosaurus. The men sort of start advancing on you, and you guys are currently pushed, sat with Jessamine right by the balcony. There is a section of curtains that would be drawn across the door itself, just kind of hanging on the railings, and it's probably about a 30-foot drop down onto the racetrack directly below you. The balcony overlooks on, so you can look down and see the dinosaurs racing past. It is going to be, so Kalar, you are currently out the front with 3 of these guys. What would you like to do? They are making very aggressive moves towards you.
Are there
at this
any
point.
dinosaurs around?
Not in the close vicinity, maybe 50, 60 feet away. There's some being sort of led into what almost looks like a stable or a warehouse of some sort. They've got big heavy sacks and saddles on their back.
Big heavy sacks.
In fact, because you're in this initiative, do you want to play Favour?
Sure.
Because otherwise you're going to be sat there with nothing to do.
I'll play Favour.
Favour is at initiative 10.
Favour sets a child on fire.
Please don't do that.
Okay.
Her spells are on the second sheet, by the way.
Is the guard looking at me? Is he trying to stop me from...
The 3 guards are pulling blades and are you're coming with us, advancing.
No, the guard to
Oh
the private
no,
box.
they're kind of they've stood back. They're just keeping out of it. Technically, this isn't any of their business.
Can I push through them?
Yeah, you can try. Do you want to try and run past? It's up to you. You could easily do it. I mean, if you disengage, you won't take any attacks of opportunity.
I'm just going to be boys, I'm really busy. Contact me in 2 hours. I never let a man down, but seriously, I got shit to do.
Okay,
and I'm just gonna
just bomb it through. Yeah. You charge past. The guard is taken by surprise. Attempts to stop you, but you just sail past him. You charge up. You see where the messenger boy went. You charge up these stone steps, and then as you move into the box, you then see 2, 3 more of these armoured figures advancing on Fear and Cromsby. Favour is kind of tucked up against the wall, kind of looking surprised, and you can see this woman, dark-skinned woman with bandages, kind of just stood back with her servants, just this is a terrible shame. Oh, if I'd known that this would have happened, I would have prevented it.
Thank you so much, Jessamine.
I'm afraid that there's only so much I can do.
Can I?
Of course, you are legally allowed to defend yourselves, including killing these men.
Oh, don't worry, we will.
Good. She's just I would love to see you in action. And they're just huh, you can try, little girl, or I'm going to gut you like a fish. Just advancing on you in threatening, masculine ways.
So, are they near the edge of
So
the balcony?
it's pretty much going to take, you're going to have to dash, use your action to dash up and things like that with a disengage. You burst into the room, and that's the end of your turn, basically. That's how D&D works, man. You disengaged, so that's your action.
Unless you're a rogue.
Fear and Cromsby. You're both at the same initiative.
Do you want to go first?
Sure.
So you guys are currently pressed up. You can see, you can hear the sounds of the dinosaur race beginning to charge. It's kind of on the far side of the Colosseum and has probably made its way about a quarter way round. Old Scarback still in the rear, just like plodding along, like rah. You know, he lets out a big roar and the crowd all laugh and cheer. But it looks like the others are all like having a full-on brawl in the middle of this race now. Like a bunch of them are starting to smash each other. The Ankylosaurus is actually like this big armor-plated sort of like quadruped, and it just smashes into like a leg of the Tyrannosaur with its tail, and it like snaps back at it, trying to bite down on it.
I am going to attack one of them with my rapier.
So you just pull the blade out.
Be next to one of them.
First of all, you see Kalar burst in behind them, like, huh? And yeah, I'd say that you have got an ally within 5 feet. It's probably not Cromsby, it's probably Kalar or Favor.
14.
14. Are you going for? So there's 3 of them. One has like a plumed helm, and then the other 2 are just wearing sort of like standard, sort of like padded hats, and then armor underneath. Which one would you like to go for?
The standard one.
Okay, so you try and thrust it in, but like he's clearly wearing sort of like thick studded leather. He brings up his shield, just deflects the blade to the side. He's like, I'm not having any of that. You're coming with us. If you're lucky, we won't kill all of you. Cromsby.
I will disengage.
And then you kind of, so you step back, but you can only go back like 10 feet, and then you're like, damn it, like, if they move up on further on you, it's going to be difficult for you to try and disengage fully around them.
Okay, I won't bother then.
Oh, you can do, no, because otherwise they'll get to hit you the next turn, they'll still have to move up on you.
I got nothing left.
Okay, Cromsby.
Is any of them wearing metal armor?
The guy with the plumed helm is wearing chainmail. Like you can see chainmail underneath his big heavy tabard.
How fun it is.
I will cast heat metal.
So I believe that you just straight up roll the damage, right?
Yeah,
like,
pretty
do you have the
much.
spell cards and stuff?
You do just roll the damage, I think.
Yeah, it's what, 2d8?
Yeah, 2d8, unless you do it at a higher level.
You can cast it at a high level. You have all the powers now, being a bard.
Yeah, go on. I'll cast it at a higher level. Stay on. What's that?
So, third, so you can do an extra d8, I think. Check the
I
spell
think they
there.
just take the damage.
Oh yeah, like, well, they basically have to get out of whatever they're wearing, and
Oh yeah.
chainmail takes like 2-3 minutes
It's also
to get
concentration for a minute if you want to keep it going.
Yeah,
you can,
so it's
you can also
concentration.
you can use a
2d8
bonus
fire
action
damage.
to do it again.
Go to do again.
2d8 fire,
Yeah.
and then can you increase it by the level?
Yeah, it's 1d8 per level.
At higher levels, with the third spell slot 3rd or higher, increased by 1d8
So you can do
for each
3d8.
slot.
If you cast it as a 3rd level, you
Yeah.
do 3d8 damage.
And then you can.
It's also
Keep it
a
going.
it's a
Bonus
bonus
action
action
to do it
to
on your next
sustain the
turns.
damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cromsby!
8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Sorry, I have this bad habit
do
of
it.
like, if I
No,
can see
do
the
it.
dice, I just add it up super quick. So it's 15 points of damage. The chainmail begins to glow hot. He's like, is it getting... and he's like, you can see like the
I
clothing begin to
completely
burn
ignore him and I shout over the balcony, "Move your bloody ass, you fucking old thing!"
So you just point at him, you're like, bugger you!
Lizard.
I love how Crosby is just all about the race.
Priorities.
Just like heat and metal.
An annoying distraction.
Favor. What does Favor do?
Oh no!
Yeah, she's a bit sort of like...
You're a bit
She's gonna
drunk
be
as
like-
well.
And she's going to cast Ray of Enfeeble at the one that Fia just engaged with.
Okay,
So what?
I believe that.
So that's a spell attack.
Yep.
And if I hit, it halves weapon attack damage.
Christian,
with
I'm
strength.
so happy with you today, reading up all these spells.
11 plus 7, 18.
Yes, that hits. Which one is this on the one that Fear attacked, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
That's
halves all of his attack damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you watch as like Favor's like, "Nah," and he's just like, this purple energy kind of comes out and he's like, "Ugh," he slows down, he's like, what have you done to me?
It's half on all strength-based attacks.
Yeah, which is what he uses, so.
Right.
Right.
Favor.
Thanks, Favor.
So,
You're welcome.
on turn, the one who's burning is just like, you bloody little, and he like strides forward and he's going to try and bring his longsword down on Cromsby.
Oh bugger.
He like pushes Jessamine and servants out the way. That's only going to be a 12 to hit.
Oh, it hits me.
Oh, it's 12 hits you.
Yes.
11 hits.
Oh dear. Well, this is the first attack, so you're going to take 10. It's 13 damage as this longsword like chops into you, and then he kind of barks an order back to his men. He's just like, "You two, kill the half elf and kill the. We can't kill her. Kill that one!" And he points at Kalar. One of the mercenaries turns around on Kalar and he's just like, "You're on our list!" And it goes for you. That's a 9. smashes into the stone frame of the door. The one trying to hit you just misses completely. You just duck under, and he's just like,
Oh yeah, it's the one that's been
just like really weakly kind of just like tries to hit out at you. Jessamine does kind of just go like, technically, she claps her hands, and you can see a pair of the guards that were like these ones that were guarding outside. She's like, I'm not legally allowed to attack these men, but I can hinder them. Take their weapons or something, and like the other guards now try and like grapple onto them, and you can see that. So one of them gets a hold on the one that's enfeebled, and because he's enfeebled, he basically like wraps his arms around. He's like, and he just can't quite break free. The other one tries to grab the one fighting Kalar, but it just doesn't manage to like grab hold of him and things like that. Fear.
So there's still one attacking Kalar that's just going for it.
Oh, sorry, it's you at the top. Sorry, it's because you weren't in my predetermined list. So it's your go.
Your precious little list.
Yeah, my precious list.
So there's no one grappling the one nearest to me?
No.
Is he near
the
the
guy
balcony?
tried, but he kind of just like buffed him away with his shield.
Is he near the balcony?
It's about 15 feet to the balcony.
Can I like try and push him over the balcony into the dinosaurs?
You can try. You probably have to like take a step back and then charge him, so he might get like a swipe at you, but you need a bit of extra momentum to push him far enough. If you rage, I'll say you can do it.
I would like to rage, please.
I would like to rage. You don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Like you've got 6 to help. You kind of think of poor little cat on his own.
I gotta
in the
save
little
the
dungeon.
cat man!
Yeah, give me a strength check with advantage.
Strength. 19.
And so what, you want to basically like shove him off the balcony?
Into the dinosaurs.
Okay, so Kalar's just like, you watch, and you two kind of, you've seen this before, like something just twigs in Kalar, and she's just like, just charges forward, grabs this guy by the studded leather armor, who's completely not expecting it, gets taken completely off his feet, you shove him, you get him over the balcony, but he is going to get a chance to try and save to prevent himself falling. No. He's like, Wilhelm scream style, just begins falling down. You hear, technically he would take 3d10 damage from the fall. 6.
Tense, right?
So he kind of goes flying, and you hear like a crunch. Ah, my leg! Ah! And then you hear dum 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 as the dinosaurs just trample him to death.
Wow.
Brutal.
In fact, actually, the body.
How does this affect the race?
Oh shit! The T-Rex in charge, seeing this kind of broken man, like the scent of blood, it drives a bunch of the dinosaurs wild, and the T-Rex like picks down, bites,
Like in Jurassic
swallows the
Park.
body, just like.
Yeah.
But then like the
The
others
toilet-
start fighting.
toilet scene.
You know who gets ahead? Comes charging around.
7-1. That's how wages work.
And yeah, he just starts charging ahead. Some of the others like trying to trail behind him, but like I don't know, he just starts boosting ahead. Looks like he's a bit of a late burster.
Go on, you bugger!
So that's Kalar's go.
Can I extra attack or anything? Like,
I'd say your action was to try and shove him off. I mean, you did kill a guy in one move. I think you should, that's pretty good. Fear.
Can I attack the one that's hitting Cromsby?
Yes, yeah. So this captain who's like armor's glowing red hot.
21.
21, yeah. You kind of slip the rapier sort of underneath his armpit. Well, she's a rogue. She goes for the vulnerable points.
Oh my god.
15 damage.
15. Yeah, you kind of, the rapier doesn't go in deep, but you hear him like, you'll all pay for this. The flaming fist will kill you before the dawn, before night falls. And he just like starts swinging around. He's like, I've had enough of all of you. Cromsby.
I'm going to...
Bonus action. You can 3d8 him again.
Yeah, do it.
You're just like, you're like watching the race. You're like, come on, you bugger! Oh yes, you can keep burning.
Is that a 1?
That is a 1.
Yeah.
7-7.
Okay, yeah, he's just like the glowing hot embers. Like he howls in pain again, but he's still on his feet.
I mean, can I slash him with my machete? Or is he
Pull
too
out your
close?
machete. No, he's right next to you. You
Yeah.
plunge your machete into him.
11.
11 to hit. Sadly, no, it just clings against the chainmail. Don't forget as well, you do have your bardic inspiration in cutting words. You can actually deduct when people try and attack you and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
It's you can spend bardic inspiration to do that, or you can boost these guys. Not that you might not want to. So yeah, you kind of pull the machete out and try and clang against him, but no, it doesn't take any effect. And then you see Scarback charging ahead.
Off you go on!
It's like, yeah, he's clearly in the lead. How if he keeps it, that's
Go on, my
dependent.
son!
Favor.
I'm so drunk.
Good role playing. Thanks, Phil.
Magic missile.
Which one?
It will be heat metal.
Yep. And at first level, or you can do it at high level?
I'll do it at the second level.
Okay.
So I get an extra missile.
Yeah, so it's 4d4 plus 4.
Okay.
I can imagine Scarback stomping along to this. I am Scarback!
11.
The missiles slam into the captain's back. He's just like, here you are. Get you. He's just like, he's staggering around. He's like on his last legs. He's like, he's just like grinning.
What? He says,
like,
I'll get you.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Good RP. Good RP there.
I'm so innocent!
Somebody roll a d6 for me, please.
Is it for the race?
No, this is for his recharge ability. Nope, doesn't recharge. Now you roll a d6 for me. See if Scarback stays in the lead.
Well,
No, that's actually good. That's what you want.
Let's see.
Yay!
Who knows?
Let's see, 6 was he was in last place.
Right.
He's staying in first place now. So the captain just turns around. He's like, and he can sense that you're channeling this spell. So he's just going to try and wail on you twice. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yep.
So this first slash takes 15 points.
Right.
As he's like,
Yeah.
he just cuts into you like as you're trying to stab him with the machete, and then his second attack is going to be like 18. God, your AC so low.
Shit.
That's 7 points as he's just like hacking into you. You need to give me a concentration check for 15 damage. So you need to do a concentration saving throw. Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. That's a 6.
Okay, so you kind of lose focus on this spell, but you can see that this guy does not look to be in a good way whatsoever. There's literally like the smell of cooked flesh and like steam coming out of his chainmail.
Yeah,
but as you kind of lose the spell, he's like, as it begins to dim and glow. He takes some long, laboured breaths. The enfeebled guy tries to break free. Doesn't manage to. The guy's just holding him back. He's just like, no, Captain, help! He's just can't. But you do start to hear footsteps coming from the corridor. Kayla, you suspect that this is the other 3 that were following up from you behind. The race, Scarback stays in front. And he crosses the finish line first, and a huge cheer goes out. A huge cheer is just like, yeah! And the
His
crowd
last
goes wild.
race and he won
What a
it.
great retirement.
Thanks to your timely food for the other T-Rex that got launched off the side. And you can kind of hear this huge crowd as you're desperately fighting on this balcony, and the rest of the dinosaurs are basically led away into the paddocks, but Scarback does like a starts his like victory lap
Really
being
slow
paraded
one.
around. Yeah, it's a very slow one.
Victory stomp.
But there is no more race running around now down below. Kayla.
So I'm still raging, because apparently it lasts for a minute.
Yep. Or until you, stop
Are
attacking.
there other dudes coming up the stairs near me?
You could go back out into the corridor. You heard them coming down the corridor, basically. So you could move back out into the corridor, and then you'd be waiting for them.
I want to attack them.
Yeah. You can move up. You can move up to them if you want to. Yeah.
Let me do...
Or do you want to do anything clever?
No.
Or you just want to get in there, swing blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'll let them come to us.
Okay.
So, can I go for the captain, please?
So you pull out Battle F.
Yeah, and when I make a melee weapon attack using strength, you gain a bonus to the damage roll that increases.
Yes.
It's +2 at the moment.
So you add extra 2 damage while you're raging.
Okay. 11 + 6 is 17.
Against the captain.
Yeah.
Just.
Okay.
Just managed to.
D10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 points. Does that include your +2 from raging?
Yes.
9 points. So that blow connects with his side, and you're pretty sure you just like ruptured an organ or something like that as a big pool of blood starts pulling out. He howls in pain and like drops to his knees. He looks like he's pretty much done. He's still alive, but he's crippled by pain.
I've got an extra attack as well.
I know you do.
16.
16 is actually not enough. The armor, just like the armored gorget around his neck, just ting, just blocks it as you go to the decapitation. Kim desperately trying to see, like, do I get any extra bonuses?
Reckless attack.
If you want to make it reckless, you can make it reckless.
I said doing so gives you an advantage on
An attack roll.
an attack roll.
Yeah. Do you want to make a reckless attack? Okay, do so. Means that any attacks against you have advantage as well until you're starting your next turn. So you try and like, you're wailing on this guy's armor, but it doesn't quite pierce through.
Die, will you?
Fear?
So there's still the guy who's feeble. And
Yeah, but like the guy's just got him like arms locked around, and he's like, can't do anything.
Okay. I'm gonna say to the captain, who's still on his last legs, call off your men or we will kill them all. And then I'm gonna stab the one who's feeble.
I know.
Just to prove the point.
So stab the one that's good. You have advantage because he's currently being held. He can't do anything.
And he's feeble.
He's feeble.
15.
15's actually enough. Just enough. As you're stabbing him, the captain you kind of just hear weakly is just like, it's not up to me anymore. The sanction applies to every flaming fist merc in Port Nyanzaru. Even if I call off these men, others will come.
20 damage.
20. You obliterate him. You just run the rapier through him, and he's just like.
Just turn
then
to him and
just
go, well, I'm
collapses.
sorry, we're gonna have to kill all of you then.
He's just. This is the guy who just lets out one laboured breath. Cromsby?
Can I kick him in the bollocks?
Just to
Kick him in
finish
the
him
Killing
off.
blow.
Yeah, sure.
Please
Yeah.
hit.
Give me a usual machete stats. But,
Use my
like,
machete stats,
Yeah,
okay.
like for the attack roll and stuff.
Okay.
He is wearing armoured like things.
Oh,
So
not
that's
bad.
20. Okay, I was like,
No, no,
I thought it was a natural 20.
17, 18, 19,
21.
20, 21.
I mean, what kind of boots does Cromsby wear? He's like an explorer, right? Would you say he's got like really?
Oh, sorry, this is the attack.
Yeah. I'm saying, what kind of boots is he wearing? Like big, heavy stuff.
Oh, yeah. He's
So
like
just like
Still toe cap.
wham! You're pretty sure you crush a testicle. Roll a d4 plus strength.
a D4.
Yeah. Plus your strength bonus.
2.
You don't kill him, but like you're pretty sure you hear a popping sound. Like, and he just is like, and then he passes out like, from the pain. Like he's unconscious at this point. He's not dead, but he is unconscious, bleeding. As you just like real swift kick in the gonads. Anything else you'd like to do? Bonus actions, move actions.
Nah, just.
Okay.
That'll teach you!
You stupid bastard. So currently there are no mercs in the booth, but you can hear a bunch of them running down the corridor. Favor, what would you like to do?
Oh my god, that's horrible. Why'd you kick him? He was already down.
That's the best time to do it! Kick them while they're down!
She can just flail as well.
I was tempted to, but I think I might be like, Fear, I think there's more coming. I'm gonna haste Fear.
Okay, you cast haste. I think haste actually affects a number of people, or is it a single
Choose a
target?
willing creature
Willing creature, so you haste fear.
within
Okay.
30 feet.
Not willing, no, I'm joking.
So you're
Plus 2 AC.
+2 to AC, you have advantage on dex saving throws, and you gain an additional action on each of your turns for a minute. It's concentration, and your speed is doubled. So you're really
Very-
fucking nippy.
Like Quicksilver style. Okay. The 3 more of these guards burst in into the room. They look around. They're like, "The captain's down. They're the sanctioned ones. Kill them!" And they got their maces ready. They probably would actually have, because you were
this was something.
in the middle of the room.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
they basically, all 3 of them are going to basically come in.
3 of them?
Well, one of them will probably go for no, because they're not on the lip kills. One of them will go for fear. 2 will go for you, because you're a big, scary woman warrior. Fear.
You see?
Don't forget you have +2 to AC. That is a 17 to hit.
Just.
So you kind of like still getting used to this newfound speed, and this mace just clonks you in the side of the head. Oh, that's a nasty one as well. In fact, sorry.
Bloody hell.
I rolled the wrong damage type. That's 5, 6. That's 7 points as this mace just connects with the side of you. Kalar, these all have advantage because you attacked recklessly. That's only a 10. 14?
Nope.
Okay, so you're kind of like, the blows are hitting you, but you just don't register the pain. You're just like, and then you turn around on these two men that are like, looking up at you scared.
Is
Kalar.
it still a minute?
Yeah. Oh, it's still within a minute, yeah.
You got like 10 rounds.
Yeah, it's been like 3 rounds, so.
Cool.
So I'm still raging.
Thanks.
So these 3, you've got 2 of them which are currently facing you, and then one's facing Fear. 2 dead bodies on the ground, or 1 unconscious kicked in the gonad's body, and then 1 dead body.
Hold on. 41. I just need
What are
to
you
double
looking
check something on 41.
I just realised this sheet's different.
Yeah,
I swear it was different when you first gave it to me.
it's the magic of the DM.
Okay, I'm gonna bring in the.
Okay. Do you want to attack normally, or are you attacking recklessly? You should really tell me before you make the attack roll.
I'm just gonna attack ragily.
Ragely. Okay.
Yeah, really
So then
super
reckless.
angry.
Okay.
12, 18.
That's a hit.
18.
Is this reckless?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No,
it's
this
not.
is rage. 4, 5, 6.
6 points. Kind of just cuts one in the side of the face.
13.
That is not enough. It kind of
Bleh.
beds into his shield. You yank it free. You kind of just turn around, slamming down on both of these warriors.
Can I shout something?
Sure. Free action.
Crosby, I need money to save the cat!
What?
Cat! Money! Give!
Bollocks to the cat! You should have
Fear.
killed that child!
Bollocks to you!
Bollocks to the cat, stupid pity.
Do I have an ally within 5 feet of me currently?
Yes.
I do.
Kalar is currently fighting 2 of them,
Okay.
and you've got Favor next to you as well.
Stab. I get to stab twice because of the
Yep.
hasty
Yep,
haste.
yep.
15, 15, 16, 20 to hit.
Yep. You're gonna murderize him. Rogues do such incredible damage.
Yeah, more than me.
That's what they're there for. 19.
and-
Oh my god, he's nearly dead.
Same 20.
Yeah, to hit, yeah. Just roll it all at once. Oh my god. You're so good at rolling sneak attack damage.
20.
20.
Okay, so the other one, sorry, if you're attacking the same guy twice, you just like, one rapier blow goes in, and you watch as like, you're pretty sure you pierce a lung, and you hear like a and then just across the throat like Zorro, and just collapses on the ground.
This is so
blood
bring
sprays a bit over Favor, like just like a bit on like her shirt and blouse, and she's like,
I was gonna turn and go, oh, sorry. Sorry. Not really, though.
Cromsby. Unless you would like to move, as you are currently no longer engaged.
I'm good.
You're just
Fine.
like,
Really fast.
Apparently sneak attack's only once per turn.
oh, that's true. You would have done enough damage though to kill him because he had like
So
1
it'd be
HP.
19.
So yes,
it would
that's
have been 19 plus 8.
yes, that's still enough to kill him. But good, well remembered Twitch chat. I forgot the
It's the
sneak
first
attack is
time.
only
It's
once.
fine.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
Keeping a single
That's
eye.
why
Thanks,
rogues
Twitch
don't
chat.
normally get 2 attacks. That's
No,
why.
yeah, that's fine.
Cromsby.
Who's around?
So you just watch as Fear just cuts the throat of this other guard. Like he steps up to her, hits her once, and then she's like, and just dead on the ground.
Bloody good show!
The other 2 are just trying to wail on Kalar, but like every time they hit her, it just doesn't seem to faze the half-orc. Like she just looks down at them, like, tiny man, I will break you.
Can I machete
Going well.
one of
Just
them?
pull out the
Love
machete and just
Fear.
bah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like all my dreams come true.
Oh.
19,
That's a good
20,
roll.
21, 22, 23.
Yeah, machete connects.
Connects.
Machete beds into like part of his leather armor.
3.
You just like, ha! You just pull it out of his armor. He's like, ow,
Dick!
dick. Favor.
Oh my god. She's just gonna ready an action.
Okay, sounds good. Flaming fist.
Do you want to know what it is?
Oh yeah, sure. I don't really care.
She's
I
gonna.
really care.
If anyone gets attacked, she's gonna cast invisibility on herself.
Sounds good. No, sounds good. That's the kind of thing that she would do.
If anyone gets close to her, actually.
Yeah, if anyone gets close to her, she vanishes.
And disappears.
The fist, two of them are just basically, they're watching as you butcher them. I think, yeah, they're going to try and retreat, so they're going to try and back off of Kalar, but they disengage, they spend their actions, they just kind of put their shields up and slowly back out of the room, and then as they get out, they disengage, you don't get attack opportunity. They just back out the room slowly, and you can hear them like, these guys are worse than we thought, and I need reinforcements, and they're like calling down the stairs.
Don't go up there!
At this point, what would everyone like to do?
Kill them.
Do you want to charge after him? Okay. So, Kayla, is your go?
Is one
you
of
are raging.
How? Thank you.
One of them, they didn't look like, one of them looked like he'd taken some blows, like a machete hack to sort of like the torso. You kind of hit him with the batleth, but they were pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh.
No, I don't have time
They
for
were
this.
Subway. Eat fresh. Not
I don't have time for this. Fuck them.
Okay, so what do you do? You're raging.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shout at them. Yeah, fuck off, mate!
It's like a Larry Chav. You shout at them a bit. Okay.
And then I need to talk to the friend's cat.
Okay. Look.
No more range. Well, maybe I'm a little bit ragey.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna go over to Cromsby and be like, I need money! The cat! I need 2,000 gold and then we can get the cat out!
Well, tough titties, we haven't got 2,000 gold.
You've got money all the time, you stupid dinosaur! Give me the money, I'll give it back to you! I need the cat!
How much money did I win?
Technically you won. You bet 100.
Yes.
And the odds on him were 5 to 1, so it's your wager times 5, so you get 500 gold.
Well, we still haven't got enough to save your cat friend.
So how much have you got?
Oh, fuck me. Hang on. I don't know, because I've left me notes on my desk. No, that's out of date.
Is there anything you'd like to do, Fia, while this is going on?
Run around a little bit in the box, because I'm really fast right now.
Yep.
I need 2,000 gold! Somebody give me 2,000 gold and then the cat goes free!
I don't have 2,000 gold.
You can take it out of my cut! I don't care, I need the cat!
But I physically
we don't have the money.
it.
Is Jasmine still in the room?
She is actually stood at the back. She's just like, it might be in your interest to beat a retreat from the Colosseum after you collect your winnings, of course.
Oh, yes.
Lord Cromsby. The Flaming Fist are very numerous in the city, and if I am to understand, they were, how should I put it, lower members of their rank. They will converge here in some force if they have a sanction against you. You may wish to get somewhere out in the city and hide, lay low, I believe that the folk call it.
Yes, they've done a number on me. I'm not quite the fighter I was.
There's a few discreet places one can take a rest, a few taverns and a massage parlour if you wish one.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's a few spas in the city. I imagine that the Flaming Fist won't be looking for an adventurer there.
Oh, well, I think that sounds pretty good to me.
Why is nobody listening to me? I need money! We need the cat, otherwise we're gonna die! And then I spot Jessamine, I'm like, milady.
She's covered in like black bandages and she's just like, if you don't mind, I'm going to leave. I don't really wish to be here when more Flaming Fists turn up.
Milady,
Yes.
please. I will leave.
I have already offered what aid I can to Fia and Cromsby.
I just need 2,000 gold and you can have my share of our adventure.
What is your percentage?
What is my percentage?
Yeah, well, yes, all right then.
No, what was your percentage of your expedition?
I don't know, but you can have it all.
Well,
It's
if
more
you
than
don't
2,000
know,
gold.
a large percentage of nothing is
I'll get
nothing.
stuff for you. Anything you want. I can find stuff. I'm really good at finding stuff. I'm an archaeologist. Trained. I have a
Yes.
I'm good at things.
Calm down.
Please, I need my
Calm
cat
down.
friend.
I will agree to lend you some 2,000 gold. However, it will come at quite a cost. This is not a small amount of money, you understand. You will need to pay it back, likely with considerable interest. No, with interest. I favour gold.
Okay.
You will pay it back, probably quite a bit of interest. Very well. She says, like, she gestures to a servant who rushes off. Maybe 5 minutes later, comes back with a piece of paper and a heavy pouch. Just means, like, sign this.
Yeah, just big K.
Yep. Signs it and it's like, very well. You have all borne witness that Kayla has signed this. She looks to the citizens. 2,000 gold.
Thank you, my lady. Beautiful. Thing. Executioner's run. Bye. Run.
We'll come with you.
Running. You're faster.
We need to go. We need to go. To that. We need to lay low. We need to leave here. Anyway, immediately.
Yes.
Immediately.
It's working out the time.
I am
Six
working
already
out the
died.
time. 5 minutes for that. 8 minutes.
She knows the way back.
Raging
So-
makes me run faster.
If you want to spend your second rage for the day, and does it actually make you run faster?
I don't
think
know.
it does.
It
I don't
doesn't.
know.
And
Strength.
I think
you
it
can
gives
also
you. It's going to be
maintain rage when you're
Constitution
attacking
saving.
people.
So you're going to be
Okay.
running for considerable amount of time. You're going to give me 3 Constitution saving throws. So before it was to work out, the haste only lasts, I think, a minute or something like that.
minute?
Yeah.
3 Constitution saving throws.
Yeah. So this is you representing your endurance, because before you were trying to work out your way back. Now you are trying to sprint back, and I'm imagining you do not stop. You are just running. So 3 Constitution saves. First one.
I'm like the juggernaut bitch. +5, 19.
+5 Constitution saving throw bonus. Oh yeah, because you're trained in it, aren't you? Okay. 17 for the first one.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
14.
14. Okay.
Come on.
So, 6. This piss-stained, stench-filled chamber. The other prisoners pick themselves up as you can hear the crowd beginning to charm. It's been maybe 55 minutes since you heard Kalar, and you begin to hear an announcer speaking to the crowd outside in Chaltean, which you don't speak, but he gets very excited and he says, blah, 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 and the crowd cheer for the second one. You look out and you can see down this thin corridor, not thin, this 200-foot long, 50-foot wide corridor, an enormous creature, armored, completely armored with a huge hammer-like tail, begins to stomp out. You hear a couple of the guards saying, get the prisoners ready, prepare to open the gates. And it begins, you hear like a chain getting like readied and pulled. The prisoners all stand up to the front, and they move their way forward.
Just pointing to
Yeah, just
people
pointed
now.
to it.
Well, I expected to die with some sort of trap, maybe sliced in half by an axe swinging out of a tiny alcove, perfectly created thousands of years ago. But a dinosaur, maybe not.
I'm afraid that's how most of us die here in Chult, to one of these beasts.
Who am I talking to?
This is the old grizzled human from the Sword Coast.
Good luck to you. Not
To you as well. Yeah, well, we'll see. Luck got me through last time. Let's see if it happens again. As you were saying this, you hear a door slam, and an exhausted-looking Kalar slams forward. Gold on the table.
Money!
The man takes it. Hold the prisoners. Starts counting.
Can I have run behind her?
You're
I
gonna
know
be-
I'm not at the same
You're
speed,
gonna be,
but
yeah. You're gonna be a little bit behind.
I left Cromsby.
He like stands up. He's like, the rest of you stand forward. Stand where you are. Guards, bring me the cat. Gates open. Guards come in. Cat,
What is this?
come on.
I've just
Come with
spent
me.
55 minutes singing really sad songs in my head, preparing for trampling death. And you're telling me I can just walk?
Your friend has paid.
Does he see me or anything?
Yeah, you can see Kayla waiting there,
How?
looking exhausted.
I'm like kind of like half on my knees, like
Like,
just
she looks dead, like exhausted.
Who did you kill to get that?
stupid bastard cat, get out!
Alright. Well,
They take you outside. They shut the things. They release the manacles from your hands. Hand you all your stuff back. I suggest you do not set any more children on fire. There will not be a bribe next time.
oh, that was my first plan of action. Thank you for the advice.
Yes, good.
And I'm just gonna like get out and just give you a massive hug and be like, you stupid fucking prick! Don't ever do that again, you idiot!
I saw it happening. I saw the trampling. I saw that thing Stepping on me.
Yeah, and I'm just like crying, like very emotional right now.
It's okay.
I'm just crying all over him, just wiping my smutty face on his skin.
Don't get
on
too
his
much
fur.
in my fur. Thank you, Kat.
Bastard! Don't you ever do that again! I'm so tired. We owe a lot of money. It's fine.
You've been fighting.
She has like blood and sweat.
Who did you kill for this?
Lots of people.
We're in trouble, aren't we?
How dare you put me through this?
There.
Are we there yet?
There.
Maybe like, I mean, you maybe 5 minutes behind.
I'm on my donkey. I'm gonna be on my donkey. Can I be on my
You've
donkey?
got your 500 gold, by the way, and yeah, you summon the donkey. Does it have a name? Did you come up with a name?
Yep.
What's the name?
Gerald.
Gerald. You kind of go, Gerald, and this this silver mithril donkey just kind of puffs into existence. Saddle bags on its side. You kind of like takes you a bit time to get on it.
Actually,
It's
walking,
as
isn't
fast as he is walking.
Okay.
Like it literally is incredible. It's slow. No, in fact, it is slower than Cromsby. It goes at 20 feet per round, so it's just like, and you're just like, bah, 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 bah. Quite a few of the merchants are like, oh, and they're like clapping it. You're like, oh, no.
Actually, you're smoking a cigar as well.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of like, yeah.
You got your pack of winnings with you as well, like good old thick pouch. I'm good. Yes, eating a lovely treat that you've no doubt acquired from somewhere.
I'm gonna pull Kayla away from you.
Yes, we can do the emotions in a bit.
Plus 6 strength, mate. Try it.
All right, just let me go for a second. I get it.
I'm just gonna use your tail to like wipe my
I
eyes.
didn't notice that. Just gonna go up to the bars, if possible.
You.
The grizzled guy.
Yeah.
It's like, well, good luck out there.
Good luck to you.
And I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on him. Touch.
Oh, really? Can you cast it on other people, Mage Armor?
Touch.
Just as touch?
Yep. One action touch.
Sweet. Yeah. He kind of like feels something and he kind of looks at you and he kind of just gives you a wink and a nod. He's just like, oh, maybe my luck's still going to hold out for one more race.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope
You should, he looks at you, he's like, go put a bet on me to survive.
I need to pay back how much?
Lots.
A lot. So yeah.
I'm still sniffling at your tail.
Wait!
I'll just blow my nose to your
Tails of
tail.
like,
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah. I'm bringing it out.
okay.
Some half-orc boogers in there.
So, do you want to go and play his bet on this guy? His name is Old Sal.
Old Sal.
I will bet a fishing rod and a potion on that.
The potion they'll accept.
This potion.
Is it a potion of healing?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, very well. This has some value at least.
Yes.
You may watch from upstairs.
I'm just gonna say, fuck it, I already owe a lot of money. And then can I give him 30 gold?
It's a bet on the same guy to win.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, why not?
So 30 gold
Good odds
and
on that one.
the value of a healing potion.
It's gone now.
You technically survived.
Yeah, he technically survived, so do I get my...
No.
No. We owe a lot of money.
I know.
Okay. So, Fia, you basically meet them as they're making their way up to the stands. You kind of come across a very upset-looking Kalar and a very relieved-looking Six as they leave the stone steps and are now looking down onto the trench. The race, the executioner's run, not the race, begins pretty much as you guys get outside. The gates for the prisoners is left open and the dinosaur is let off its like leather leash. It's like disconnected.
I watch it too.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah. You guys watch.
Come on, you old bastard.
The figures all rush forward, and this Ankylosaurus begins making its way down the trench. You can see that it kind of stomps its way, and the others, the albino dwarves and the young-looking sort of like man, the Chaldean man, they try their best to avoid it. They actually try and take cover, but Sal kind of like stops, eyes it up for a moment, and then he watches as its tail just hits into one of these kind of broken walls and just demolishes half of it with the strength. And so he actually hangs
really
back.
well.
He kind of takes a few moments, and as you don't need to move the miniatures. I know you want to play, but yeah, the others all kind of rush forward and start taking like hiding positions, hoping to try and sneak past it. But as soon as it kind of gets within range, it kind of lowers its head for a moment and then charges forward. Its tail whips around, hits the young Chaltean man who was just not expecting it from the side.
Is this a Chaltean?
You actually watch as it concaves his chest and the body slams against the wall. That was actually one of the albino dwarves, but never mind, it was the other guy. And yeah, like just smashes him against the wall. The albino dwarves take that and start running, and old Sal also follows, but this dinosaur's way quicker than it looks. It's actually faster than them. It charges down on old Sal, but he stops and then just dives to the side at the last minute, using his manacled hands to kind of springboard himself. And he actually manages to leap out the way, and the tail swings wide, almost missing him, almost like there was a small barrier that was protecting him. And then the albino dwarves start rushing forward, and the dinosaur charges after those now. Sal sticks to the side of the wall and actually starts making his way along, trying not to get ahead of the dwarves because it looks like the dinosaur's trained to go whoever's up front. It charges on them, it barrels one down with a huge massive claw and starts tearing into it with its mouth, and then it knocks the other one away. Sal is nearly at the end when it finishes with the two dwarves and it starts charging him down. It does manage to clip him with the tail, and you're pretty sure you hear his arm snap as he tumbles to the ground, but he just gets up and just leaps over it where it's kind of like, and as it's trying to turn, it's confused. He leaps up and with one hand and his legs, he starts hoisting his way up the rope, but he actually makes it to the top. And there's a big, huge crowd, cry from the crowd. Everyone's cheering for him. Yeah.
How much do I win?
When you guys go back to claim your winnings, Sal had, because he was the crowd favourite, he was basically an even bet. So you get 30 gold and your own wager back. So you net you gain 30 gold. You don't lose any. Your healing potion was worth 50 gold, so you get 50 gold back.
Do I get 100 gold or a potion and 50?
You get potion and 50. You get your wager and then the gold.
Well, that chips away.
Yeah.
Cromsby, you get there as the race is finished.
I'm gonna turn and look at him. I'm just gonna punch him in the arm.
Ow. I deserve
No more
that.
fire.
Do I see this lot?
Yeah, Favor's been sort of like walking with you, desperately like trying to scrub her shirt, and like she's like, how do you get blood out of shirts, Cromsby?
Oh, I usually have people to clean my shirts for me, I'm afraid.
Vinegar and baking soda.
Oh, okay.
Ah, nice to see you back with us, Six. Bit of a shame, really. Thought I had a new carpet, but clearly not.
What?
Well, you know, that fine fur of yours. Shame to go to waste. Thought it would, you know, line the floor in the club when we get back.
You really think I would have been in good nick after that thing would have torn me apart?
Well, maybe not. I'm sure we could have scrubbed the stains out, sewed you up a bit.
Either way, I made a terrible mistake, and it will not happen again. That tabaxi riled me up.
It better not happen again, because I cannot afford any more money.
No.
Why didn't you just suck him off?
I tried once.
Too much fur.
We're not allowed to
No,
speak about
not him.
Oh.
Oh.
His bloody guards.
Oh, sorry. I tried. They weren't having it.
No.
So you killed them
Favor is
instead?
just like, I'm so glad that you're alright. She's like crying, like takes her glasses and cleans them off.
You've been drinking.
I know, I'm sobering up now. Whatever Mr. Crumsby gave me was very, very strong.
No, should have had a sip.
Can you please tell me how you got 2,000 gold and why you're all covered in bruises and...
Yeah, I sort of saw it. Kaylard, did you sign something for the Merchant Prince?
Yeah. I think I owe a lot of money.
Generally, they will add about 50% of whatever you borrow.
3,000.
So you'll need to pay that back.
We best.
They're normally at least a little bit lenient on time. Maybe got 10 days.
Cool.
Oh, and we also have some kind of death thing on us in
Yes.
this city.
Another
Fighting
one.
for
Yes,
yeah.
People are
Sanction.
trying to kill us.
I've only ever heard about them. They're supposed to be incredibly expensive. Only 8 of them are actually allowed to be bought every year. Generally used for political assassinations, that sort of thing. It looks like people have bought 4 for you.
Oh,
They
Aren't we
tried
special?
to. They apparently can kill us wherever we are within the city. So that's delightful.
Right.
And
Only
I
if
bet
they
that
catch
it's
you, though.
Flisk.
Blisk sent them. Yes, yes. The
How
guard
does he
did say
have the
now
money?
it was what fucked him over.
For that. How does he have the money for that?
You better not
Don't
sold my
The
rod.
rod.
He has no. He wants that. He wouldn't get rid of that. He has a big ship. He's got quite a
He
lot of
wants
money.
it for the money, surely. But would he spend it killing us?
Well, I know that the Flaming Fist themselves are very wealthy. They would have had to have purchased a sanction, but it would have come at a great cost. Either if he's aligned himself with the Fist, it may be that they're after Omo and the treasures located within as well.
We're all going after something that's worth a lot of money.
Speaking of, going after the city and the relics and the staff and things like that.
Yes.
Lady Jessamine, I was speaking to her. They think that they know where the heart of Ubtao, this gemstone that fits inside the staff head, goes.
Tell me more.
Now, I was doing some research on this and I found some references to the heart of Ubtao, but my Chaltean isn't, well, my ancient Chaltean isn't. Well, I could use Kalar's help, really. There's a certain phrase I found. It was actually in a charcoal rubbing of an inscription found on a piece of ancient Amuan text.
Yes.
But there's a few words that I've not been able to translate. Kalar, could you have a look at this over some time? I don't think it's urgent, but it may give us some clues about what the heart does.
Do you mean you want a favor? Favor?
No, it's more because it would benefit all of...
It was a joke.
Really?
Really bad one and all.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, I didn't quite pick up on it. No, it's just yes, I'm not sure. Like, there's quite a few different translations. I can't seem to work out the right one.
Good lord. Okay.
This is Kalar's expertise.
Yes, like I said, it's not urgent. It just might prove helpful to us in the long run to know more about what the heart itself does.
So I can take this home and do this, right?
You can work on it over time.
Homework.
Yeah. Well, you show it. Put it on the old camera.
Camera.
Maybe that way.
Yeah, flip it around.
Sam, activate camera.
If you can work it out at home, don't tweet us.
I think Sam was getting a drink.
It will be there when we get back.
But yes, there's an auction happening, and that's where they're selling the heart. This one of the other merchant princes has an
auction?
Yes.
Jessamine said she'd pay for it,
Really?
but we're now giving her a cut of the share.
Does she take it? Do we need it,
No,
right?
we take it because she knows how to deal with
I
it.
believe it's part of the staff.
We need it.
It will be. It will help basically form the staff and help us locate Omu.
So we need that, the thing that Flisk's got, and the thing that we already have
Yes.
to make one complete object.
Yes.
So much effort just for
Yeah.
much.
Hang on. What did feel like gold? There is a lot of treasure at Omu. Like lots of it. It was supposed to be a golden city. Buildings made of platinum and silver. Statues.
Can we just live
Well,
there?
that's exactly the question.
What colour
Well,
is
it's
it?
sounding pretty good at the moment,
The
seeing
ancient
as we've
Amorites.
got people trying to kill us.
Very vastly technologically and magically superior, but they all vanished. And nobody really
What
knows
sort of
why.
masonry tools do you think they used?
Oh, very advanced. They constructed incredible, elaborate pyramids.
Yes, well, I'm sure this is all very interesting, but we do have people trying to kill us, and we are stood out in the open, and, we should be trying to lay low.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Sir Crumsby's absolutely right.
Yes, I most inevitably am. So, let's try and find either a nice bar or perhaps a massage parlour, as suggested.
Massage parlour.
Yes.
Yes, I was raging at the time, but did I hear the words massage parlour?
That was correct, yes. So, perhaps if we could find the closest one of them, we
We
could...
can lay very low in a
Well,
place.
we're currently out in
Yes,
a
very
slot.
much so.
We'll probably need to head back into the proper city to do it, but yes, I know of several establishments that I can take you to.
Well,
Ones that are discreet, like the lady suggested.
They were suited to kind of the locals, per se, so I imagine they wouldn't expect you to know of them.
right, sounds good.
Very well.
Yes.
Well, follow me. And she leads you through the city. Favor seems to kind of know the city quite well. She occasionally has to pull out a book and consult sort of notes and a map. But she actually leads you into an old sort of market plaza. You can see that there are brightly coloured tents pitched everywhere. These buildings with these beautiful murals all painted on the side, different colours, foliage kind of growing up out of the cobblestones in places. And she takes you to a small squat stone building with almost like a sheet for a door. She leads you inside, and this kind of... Outside it's been very hot and humid, but as you enter, you get to sense that it's starting to become very much a dry heat. Oh, very good, Sam. Just so he's doing like a close-up zoom across the thing. And yeah, she leads you into this kind of hot, airy place. A Chaltean woman comes out, babbles away with Favor in the language that you guys don't quite
I got
understand.
my robe right up.
and I'm trying to be as discreet as possible.
Okay.
Also guilty of anyone noticing me.
Yeah, it seems to be there are quite a few tabacs in the city. Like nobody
Okay.
seems to recognise you immediately, especially if you keep your hood up and keep your eye covered. People don't seem to.
Too many glints.
Yeah, exactly. With the fact that you have a big ruby for an eye is kind of sets you out. The Toltien woman takes some names. She takes some coin from Favor, and then basically leads you into kind of a room where you can put your gear and things like that. And yeah, there's steam rooms, massages, whatever you require.
Steam's good for the fur. But of
I'm
course-
not getting. All my stuff is staying on me.
So you just kind of wait in the lobby.
Well, Kayla,
So the robe drops.
time to detox.
6 nipples.
All out. It's all out. You
Nice.
can't tell.
Okay.
It's all fur.
Yeah.
I just strut in.
The women kind of who are massaging kind of giggle and they sort of like set at work at like giving you a towel and things like that, leading you to like a hot steam room.
You know I'm going to get fur all over this.
They kind of they laugh.
No, I'm being serious.
They just kind of put like
Does anyone
soaps
have any
out and
allergies?
things like that.
You might want to stay away.
They put soaps out, lathers,
Soap, really?
oils.
Oil will do. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I
Just leave it out.
I need to process some thoughts.
And just like like in a fat man in a sauna.
Yeah, but a thin cat man
It's a
in a
cat man in a
sauna.
sauna.
Cat
Nice.
man.
Yeah. What about the rest of you? Crumsby?
Yeah.
Ah, nice massage
Yeah. Oh yeah.
by the most beautiful woman you've got.
Favor kind of like blushes, this kind of like, and talks to the woman. She laughs and is just like, and she's quite, dark skinned, quite tall, kind of hair tied up, very sort of exotic kind of beauty. And she's just like, she gestures to you and like leads you away.
Oh, come on then, me dark beauty. Show me what you've got.
She's just like takes you, like she goes to offer you up onto one of these kind of like stone beds, like with cushions, but it is quite tall and you are a fat dwarf. She laughs, goes and finds like a little kind of like wooden crate, moves it in so you can stand on that and get up onto the table.
Yes, thank you very much.
She takes like the towel off, so you're completely nude. And starts giving you a very deep tissue massage. It's painful to start with, but becomes quite relaxing, limbers you up a little bit. Probably the best you've felt in a few years, actually.
No, lovely. Mm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I can't watch that, right? That's in a different room.
That's a different room, yeah.
Can you just not hear me going?
Oh, you can hear it.
Yes,
You can hear it.
Lovely.
You can hear
Just
it. All
the
echoes.
ticket. Get right in there.
Crumsby.
Under the folds.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Six and just like poof, clothes
Okay.
off,
Yeah.
all on the floor.
A day.
Is Fear or
I think Fear is sat out in the lobby watching everyone's stuff.
I'm just gonna
With my hood just.
I'm just gonna like butt naked and then just be like, drink it in.
No,
honey.
my hood is right down right now. I am.
Drink
no,
it in.
No, I'm not looking
Can't
at it at all.
handle this. Mwah. Mwah. And then yeah.
I'm not
And
going to
then you
stop
head
her
out into
today.
the steam room. Okay. Fear, they do bring you over like cool wine on cool water. Chilled in sort of like a stone, in like so almost like a bucket. Crumsby! A stone bucket, and it's kind of got like something in there which is helping keep the water cool and things like that. Fruit juices, anything that you basically need. And yeah, you guys can take a short rest.
Excellent.
Oh, short rest.
I will say that you can spend, because of the relaxing conditions, you may spend 2 hit dice for free.
Oh, generous.
I still didn't
Well,
get
I
hit.
may as well.
I haven't taken any damage in this
These
campaign
two.
so far.
I tried to hit you.
Too slippery.
So, just so you know, Chris Trott, the Ankylosaurus
Yeah.
was one of the options. The other option was through 3 Deinonychus, which are basically the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park, like properly sized up.
Holy crap.
The Ankylosaurus, if it hits you, does 4d6 plus 4 damage.
I would have died immediately. I was
He was on like not that much as well.
I was on 7 HP
Yeah.
going into that. And I did have another character ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yes, fear for that.
Cool.
I'm probably
You
having
rummage through.
long conversations with Kayla about how many scrapes have we been through. and
Yeah,
blah,
we're
Yeah,
blah,
just
you
blah.
kind of have the kind of old war stories. Would you also the
No.
no? You'd leave that, okay?
No. Not you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just
You just
reminiscing.
talk shit, basically. Talk
Venting.
talk stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
venting,
like,
things
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And I'm still treating him like a silly bastard.
I need to get under control with this fire. I believe it's bad.
What happened?
my
You've never
temp-
done anything like that.
Well, I was hoping to just, a little flame, but I think my anger.
Can I still hear them talking from where I am?
Give me a perception check. It is echoey, but it's kind of hard to make out the exact conversations.
No, I
Or
can't.
the will
You're
thing.
kind of just focused on you kind of don't want to get too close in case you see stuff as well.
Yeah.
True.
Pure heart.
You're just trying to stay as far away from everybody else as
In case I
possible.
start chatting you up again.
Basically, yes.
And Cromsby wailing.
Can I actually, if I hear him, I'm just gonna plug my ears. Right? No.
You just hear
How much for a happy ending?
she literally slaps you on the arse and just does this.
No, playing hard to get it. Sir Cromsby always gets his way in the end, my little petal.
She just smirks and just gives you the eye of okay, keep dreaming, big guy kind of
No.
thing.
Where's Favour? She should be bloody translating for me.
Oh my god.
Favor's just reading books out in the lobby opposite Fia.
Favour, I need you to come here and barter with this bloody woman.
She's like, was that Cromsby calling for me?
No, it's fine.
Okay, are you sure?
You don't want to go in. You really don't want to go
Oh,
in
okay,
there.
okay. But, okay, and then she goes back to her book.
Oh, bloody deaf cow.
So do any of you want to do anything else while you're waiting?
I don't think so. I'll be mostly chilling out. And
I want to keep an eye on the door, though.
Yeah, I imagine that's kind of why you're out in the lobbies,
Yeah.
you're keeping guard. Nothing suspicious occurs
Okay.
while you're waiting. You guys return, get your clothes, enjoy
I'll
fine
go
food.
to Favour and start.
While we have time,
Yes.
some more facts and information about Omo and.
Well, there's not a lot really known.
What do you believe the accent was like?
It's difficult to say. I mean, Chaltene has changed so much over years. Many of the people here are not actually they're not Omuan. They came from other regions of Chult, and they've since colonized it. The Omuans were very advanced for what they were. It's likely that they spoke very similar to us, the Sword Coast language.
Ah, fascinating.
But
And
as you
very
guys...
visibly yawn while she's talking all of this stuff.
As you are talking and you guys are enjoying food and things like that, you notice that the staff have all, vanished. They've left you to eat and things like that. And then you just begin to hear a kind of this weird laughter, and then another one of these green portals that you saw back in the Waterdeep Historical Society, just whoosh into the middle of this room where you guys have got this table and you've got fruits and wines and things like that set out. And this time as you look into it, you can see that there is a very elaborate looking room of a beautiful mosaic kind of showing well, I say beautiful, it's beautifully done, but it's depicting quite horrible scenes of men being chopped in half by scything blades, a man being devoured by a great demonic face, a woman who is falling through a pit trap in abject horror, and kind of walking down the corridor, this kind of robed figure with the dark iron crown, this skeletal-like man just walks and approaches, and it actually steps through the portal and sits down in the room with you. Ah, what a lovely evening this appears to be.
Kayla?
Is this in the steam room?
This is in kind of the lobby where Kfir was, and it's there's been a table laid out with food,
Right.
there's wines and everything
there
else,
other people
cushions.
around?
No, the staff all left you guys to it. But there are cushioned seats, and he kind of gently puts himself down on one, fluffs up a pillow behind him.
Kayla?
What are we having?
Bring a weapon.
Oh, please, don't bother yourself. You've already had one near-death experience today, my good cat. You wouldn't want another one.
You've been observing us.
Of course! Such heroic beings in my domain, of course I would observe you.
Your domain.
I was hoping that you would have died in that pit. Your soul would have been quite the compliment to my collection.
And what do you want with us?
He looks down, he's just he pulls out some of the wine, pours it into a cup, and just helps himself.
Please, take your time.
Is he
Drinks
a big
it, and it's like a skeleton,
so I'm
decaying
just
form. So as the water goes in, it just kind of trickles through his rib cage and just goes down.
I'm just gonna sit there and just work.
He's just like, now, I imagine you're wondering why I'm here.
Can I roll some kind of like check to see if I know who he is?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Favor looks and she's a red-skinned tiefling. She goes like lightish pink, like the color drains out of her, and her hands are trembling, like physically she's shaking and she isn't saying anything.
I got a 21 on history.
21 on history.
I don't care. Sorry.
I got a natural one.
12 on history.
12. So you two don't know a thing. There's something about this guy, and it's actually when you see the necklace around his neck on a long chain, this kind of screaming demon face. You have seen it on things like
On
the Stream of
many
Annihilation
pieces
and
of
Tomb
merchandise,
Annihilation.
like
see
the
it in
t-shirt
the-
that Matt is wearing.
Sorry,
right
it's
now.
Anne's tomb, indeed. This screaming skull face. Not only do you recognise it from the tomb, you've heard stories. They've always, yes, in fact, there you go, perfect, off the dice bag. You've heard stories of a lich, a famous, an undead creature, an old wizard. Yeah, man, his name is long, it's Asa something, you're not quite sure, but he's always been a bit of a... People never thought he was really real, because he's supposed to be this incredibly, ridiculously powerful lich that creates these horrible tombs, these tombs of just death and destruction and pain and suffering. But there's never been any logical reason for them. It's like almost like he's become like a figure just to inspire fear. And you just, there's something about the necklace that's ringing a bell with this famous lich. Like this demon face is like his symbol, almost like his calling card.
Okay, I'm just soaking that in at the moment. I'm gonna let him speak.
And he's just like, now I'm led to believe you have some unfortunate business here in the city with a certain human that has betrayed you in the past.
Yes.
Now, I'm wondering, I would rather that you make your way to the city and die in my entertainments than die to this pathetic pirate.
I do know you.
Oh, you've heard of my work, Catman, perhaps?
I have very, very powerful tombs.
Yes.
Intricate puzzles and traps.
Indeed.
That mosaic in the portal.
Yes, quite deadly if one were to step on the wrong plates.
Intricate. I love it.
You strike me as a man of history. Perhaps you can be useful in some ways. I might not kill you.
That'd be ideal, yes.
Yes, the others. Now, their souls are too delicious. They'll feed my creation quite well. So, I come with a bit of an offer for all of you. Lascalar, this pirate that you so all despise, I wouldn't mind his soul for myself.
That can be arranged.
Yes, I was about to make a deal. You can have his staff. All you have to do is enter my tomb, beat some of my puzzles, and I'll kill him for you. Wouldn't that be useful?
What kind of puzzles?
Yes.
Oh, the most devious traps. Likely instant death if you fail.
Crosswords. Crosswords.
No,
Sudoku?
my dear man. You're quite amusing. No, you will likely have to solve riddles or some such, or death-defying traps, fight monsters across death-trap dungeons, that sort of thing.
Oh, they must be so old.
That sounds so much fun.
Yes.
Of course, these won't be easy. It will literally be a life or death situation. There'll be no escape once you step through the portal either.
Every day is a life or death situation.
I had one just today, in fact.
Favor just kind of manages to like speak, and she's like, "No, you shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Favor.
No, he's this here."
He's a mastermind. of
She like
devious
looks.
trickery.
She's like, "Six. Can you?
You're looking at history.
Do you know the detect magic spell?
Yes.
You should cast it."
I'm gonna channel my ruby.
As you do, it's like a wave hits you. Like a nauseous, powerful wave strikes at your very chest. This isn't just somebody who can cast necromancy. This isn't somebody who has a few magical items on him. This very creature exudes the most evil, powerful magic you have ever encountered in your life. Pure necromancy. This being has likely channeled the souls of living creatures into itself. It has existed for millennia. You're not even sure how old this thing is. This creature is probably older than Faerun. And it's like just this overwhelming power comes over you as you do so.
Maybe we could, Caleb, we could maybe work our way up to this one, you know.
Of course, those traps will be waiting for you in the future.
He's a skinny little bastard, though. I could take him.
Well, no, I don't say that in front of him.
I can see right through. Look at the line going through.
He touches the wooden table, and you watch as it rots within seconds. Just the whole table rots, the legs break, it crumbles and turns to dust. All the plates and food scatter over the ground, and then he lifts his bony finger up again.
Well, that's rude.
Oh,
We better not
my
get bloody chance for that.
apologies.
That's rude.
Honestly, Kayla,
He
this is not
puts
the
a
time.
hand into puts like a skeletal hand into his pocket, pulls out 3 rubies, puts them on the things. It's like, I'll cover it, my good man. And then he goes to tap you on the shoulder.
Crosby.
Do you let him?
No, step back.
It's just like, wow. Well, let me know if you change your mind. I'm always around.
Oh,
And then
no,
the
crystals
portal
in your
closes.
maze.
Favor, you were right.
What's wrong with you?
There's a lich,
His powers,
but it's so powerful.
it's beyond comprehension.
There's a name. Six, have you heard of a lich?
Begins with an ass.
A Saserac.
Saserac.
A Saserac.
A
It's
Saserac.
a
It does begin with
legendary fiend. He's said to have existed before Faerun itself. He's travelled the plains, creating death traps and dungeons, tombs. He's killed millions.
What the hell have we got ourselves into?
Technically nothing yet.
Can I do a roll to see if I know
can
anything about
A Saserac.
I
this event?
don't
History
think
check.
a Saserac will let us leave. I think we're entirely under his
18?
control.
Yeah, he'll get Felicity.
You've
anyway.
never heard the name, but the idea of a powerful lich. You remember stories told by your clan long ago. There was a period where, like, long in your clan's past, like, you know, your early ancestors. Yes, that's the right one. Early ancestors, like your kind of like caveman, sort of like from where your basic history comes from. There was a period where nearly like 90% of them were taken, said to be by a skeletal man, or they described it as a great spirit that came from the land of death, and it had a different name, but in Orcish it would translate to something close to a Saserac. And it was said that he just took the clan. He literally he took them by magic, and they were never seen from again.
Okay, so as they say his name, I'm just going to drop the kind of the top banter, and just kind of like, this is bad.
Yes.
In my clan's history, he took our people. You are right. He is older than time itself. We are in a lot of trouble.
We can't just avoid this either. This is his.
Can we throw Flisk at him?
I think
Just
that would be.
But he
feeding
wants
him.
us to go through his dungeon, and knowing the legends, his dungeon will be the worst.
just throw him in.
It may
Just
be.
throw him in.
If we can, if we can find our way to Omu, it may be that there might be a way to, I don't know, bypass it or something. They were said to be in Omu. They worshipped Ubtao, but then they replaced him with trickster gods, 9 trickster gods, who have shrines hidden amongst the Forgotten City. It may be that one of them, there might be something there we can use to trick this figure or something like that. I mean, these were gods. They had ways of deceiving
This
creatures.
lich is a god in and of itself.
Well, then
You really think
what,
we can trick that?
I think it's our only chance.
Well, we have to try something. We're
Well,
stuck on
apparently
this.
he's listening. Hi.
He is, probably. If he can...
God
But he might be that
thing.
he's monitoring us specifically. I imagine he's not omnipotent.
Well, we have to try
He
something.
mentioned something about hoping that you would die. Something about your soul or something? I can't remember if I heard him correctly.
I think he feeds on souls.
He has
Is
something to
he
do
the
with the
reason?
death curse.
He must be something to do with it then.
it would make a lot of sense.
That means in order to get 20,000,
we have to get.
we
through
have
him.
to. Oh, so much work.
How much are those rubies worth?
You look them up. Ooh, they're probably a good like 100 gold.
Let me.
Per piece?
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Let me inspect.
I'll have
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Can I go for some as well?
Okay, so you take one, you take one.
Don't touch.
Fia takes one.
Let me inspect them, please.
Well,
Fine.
Cromsby has taken one at this point, I
They're
think.
tainted by the lich.
I've taken one. We've already got stuff that's tainted.
Yeah, you're
by
fine.
the
You
Lich.
just take one.
He
Good.
made a
Pocket.
table
Lovely.
locked with a touch.
How much is that
I'm
ruby?
all about
100
stopping
gold.
touching things and bad things happening to touched things. So
You did when you bad.
You have
The
done
fi-
bad today. Bad cat.
You touched.
No.
I know
and-
exactly what you're saying. Please stop using broken sentences to explain it to me
yeah,
in a very awkward and pathetic fashion. Thank you.
Hey! Don't call Favor pathetic.
Like little trickles of flame were like sprinkling around.
No,
You're right.
no.
Did I say about
sorry.
fire?
You're
I'm
right.
sorry. I mean, technically, I'm a little bit resistant to fire, but that's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, fun.
Right.
Really.
Also, literally, stop with the fire. I am not made of money. I am not saving your furry ass again.
It is all I have.
Stop.
Yes. No more fire and no more touching kitties, alright?
No more
Is
fire.
there, was
No more
there,
fire.
Like, water?
It's all I
in the-
have.
On the
You entire
Oh yeah, I've got
Use it when we need it, not just willy-nilly.
I'm gonna
Right.
take some water from the jug and just split it in his face.
I'm gonna try and burn it out of the air.
No.
With Ignite, you can pretty much be like.
I'm just like turn into
Steam.
a cloud of steam.
Yeah.
Stop it.
They throw water at me. I hate water.
I know, it's
no
why I
idea
threw
what
it
Perhaps we
away.
should focus on something a bit more productive. This auction, we should make our way to Jessamine's villa, obtain the gem.
Yes.
There's another worry I have actually. If this Flisk does make his way to Omu, he might make a deal with that creature.
Wait. We could use Flisk and his greed to put him in harm's way rather than us.
Yeah, just throw him in. That's what I said. Throw him in.
To
Throw
his
him
death,
at the
We
guy.
need to put him at arm's length, but not get him killed.
Oh,
We
so
need his
use
staff
him.
first as well.
Yes. We follow him, his trail, see where he goes,
Well, we
and
can
take things
see.
at the opportune moment.
We need to go and see Jessamine anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And with that, that concludes today's episode of High Rolls Uncharted Territory. You did not have to die to dinosaurs. Well done.
yay!
I really thought I was going to, and I
did.
really
Spare
prepared
character
my-
prep.
Spent a while prepping.
Some fucking clutch rolls from Kim. Clutch rolls from Kim today.
Good job, Kayla.
I spent all week thinking about what to do.
I know you did.
I spent a while today thinking about what to do. I was
And Theo,
tempted.
and you were like, Theo wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I would let him
Admittedly,
die.
I wasn't going to do bugger all. You would
admittedly,
just die.
my thought process all week
When you've got
was
a character
sex
who doesn't
someone,
care.
have sex with someone, just have sex with someone.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And yeah, when your gold is, all I really care about is gold. So, no. Right, we're going to end the D&D stream so we
Thank
can read
you
out the
so
donations,
much.
but we don't need to go offline.
No.
Remember that.
So if you're on /Yogscast, we'll read out your donation messages. Thank you
If
to
there are,
everyone
yes.
watching on D&D. Please
Next
stay
week-
tuned for
Next
Dragon
week,
Friends.
I am not here.
You're not here next week?
because of work commitments, so I have to go to an event.
So Theo won't be here, but the rest
so I
we're going
won't
to
be
play
here,
with the
but
three.
these guys will.
I'll
And-
control Fear.
No, you will not.
And then
Thea is now in a relationship
we're talking about
with
high rolls
Taylor.
on Sunday, but yeah, we'll figure that out. And
I gotta
then
go to Insomnia Scotland.
and then we're talking with Wizards because the week after that there might not be any stream.